When you see a future assistance dog, you should always ask to pet first. Some people are going to say no, and that's okay because maybe the puppy's working on a certain task. Maybe they're working on helping the puppy stay focused. Maybe the person has something to do. Maybe they only have a few minutes of time. But you always want to ask if you can pet the dog first. And before you start petting the future assistance dog, it's really important to hear the instructions. So usually what someone says, when you see someone and it's, "Hi, can I pet your dog?" It's yes, and then you can go ahead and pet. But with a future assistance dog, it's yes, and then usually they need to have 4 feet on the floor, or they have to be sitting, or I have to wait for their attention to me first. So you want to wait to hear the instructions of what the handler is going to say. There are different rules for future assistance dogs, and so even if you let your own dog jump on you or paw you when you're petting them, it's really important that you follow the guidelines that the handler has for you. And the next thing to do is, just like with other dogs, is you want to let the dog approach you. So getting their attention. Cody, good girl. So you can either pat your thigh, you can lower a little bit to their level, and then you want to pet on their chest or their side. You don't want to pet over their head because that can make certain dogs uncomfortable. We don't want the dog getting really excited, so doing things like, "Oh my goodness, you're so cute! You're so cute! Yeah, you're so cute!" That's not something we want. So we want to have our dogs remain calm, 4 feet on the floor. Cody, hi, how are you? Good girl. Yeah. So I'm petting her sides, I'm petting her little butt, I'm petting her chest, and that encourages her to remain calm because I'm remaining calm. Just wait for the handler to tell the dog to sit or lay down, or whatever cues they need to tell the dog. It's really important that you don't ask the dog to do anything unless you're given permission to do so. If you see a service dog or a guide dog, one that is actually working with someone that's visually or physically impaired, it's important that you don't distract the dog, making eye contact, talking in a really high-pitched voice to them, making noise that might distract them. If you ask politely, chances are the handler won't mind answering a few questions maybe about where their dog is from, what school they came from, how long they've been working with the dog. But it's really important that you refrain from distracting the dog from their works. But if you see one with a cute little vest like Cody's that says future assistance dog, chances are if you ask politely, the puppy raiser is going to say yes and let you pet them.